And hello, everyone. Good afternoon, evening, should I say? Hope you can hear me all right. I've got a couple of special guests for me tonight, and let's welcome my co-host, Paint with Penny.
Hello, everybody. I love the little subtitles you put on.
Do you know what? I messed it up because I think you were hearing the audio from my microphone, so it was very echoey. Something happened and it didn't work.
A cup of tea.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's my co-host who is basically going to do my job I normally do. So the tables are turned.
I am your Horlicks and you are your
yes,
or something like that. I don't know. Something.
Okay, and then I also have another guest with me, which is a nice surprise because I didn't expect anyone, and that is our Dave Say.
Hello. And yeah, we've been jigging around the room at your little jig and watching the countdown. Brilliant.
Yeah, I thought I'd have a little play. I think it might be better next time if I don't mess the settings up. So let me put me back on so we can see everyone. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to because I haven't done this for a while. But I saw Penny doing the Macarena just now anyway because I can see you.
I thought it was brilliant. I did like that song.
Right. Oh, I've got comments here as well, haven't I? Oh, it's all new. So let's go through a few comments. We've got Love Minis. Hello, how are you? We've got Dave who says hello, and he wants Horlicks. Love Mini says we want Horlicks. Davies, hello. He says hello to everyone. Penny says, is anyone else having a dance? Matthew Gorham, hello. You got 4 part works today, all 4 part works today. What we got for Wayne? Hello, how are you? We got Steve Graham in your house. Hello. Yes, you've put a fancy countdown. I just thought of it. I thought, yeah, why not?
Go for it, yeah.
The only thing is, obviously, as Penny said on her stream, normally before we go live, we can sort of have a natter to each other before we actually hit the live button. But obviously, where I've had that countdown, we've all had to sit in silence for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're all chatting.
All those 50 good ideas I had, I couldn't say a word.
I just thought it'd be a good idea to cut down some of the waffle, really. Okay. Yeah, Christopher saying hello to people. We've got Marty McFly, hello, Horlicks, Penny, and everyone. Hello, Marty, how are you? So, my McFly also says it's like having Top Gear back with Hammond, Clarkson, and May.
Who's who?
Well, yeah, who's who?
I don't know.
You'll fight among yourselves.
Am I the slow one, the mouthy one, or the one who always crashes?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to do it by height.
Or we could just avoid embarrassment and avoid the question.
Yeah.
P4F20 says Horlicks.
Horlicks!
Oh, Fleetwood J says hi. Alex, Penny, and Dave. Hello, how are you? So, we can hide that. So, yeah, basically, I need to catch up with my bus. I was going to start filming, but I'm not ready to start doing editing yet. So I thought, I'll come on. I'll get a couple of issues done with a live because I don't think anyone else was streaming tonight. So I thought I'd fill a hole. Thought, yeah, why not? Let's get 2 issues in. So hopefully we can get 2 issues in. We'll see how the time goes. But I'm pretty confident we'll be able to do it. So yeah, I suppose we better start the build. Matthew Bourne got 2 Bismarcks today, still missing issue 32.
How are you guys getting Bismarcks on a Sunday? Are you getting them from the shop? Because you can't get them posted, can you?
I was going to say that.
Matthew Barnes in Australia, though, isn't he?
Oh, but do they deliver in Australia on a Sunday?
I don't know. Unless of course, it's like you say in the shop.
Yeah. God, I just,
Yeah, no, I was thinking that actually, but yeah, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I suppose they could just be going down the shop and it's open on a Sunday morning. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Chris Davies has started the innuendos already. Which hole are you going to fill, Horlicks?
Yeah.
The YouTube hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is issue 63.
Okay.
I haven't opened it or anything as normal.
While you open yours, I will read the contents. So today we will do the platform area and rear wall, and we continue work on the stairs and platform area and assemble the rear wall of the bus. And yeah. So give us a shout when you're ready, Horlicks, and then we'll go through the parts. So I'll just right. So in this issue, we continue work on the stairs started in the previous issue. The parts and screws for steps 1 to 6 were supplied with issue 62. So obviously, if you run out of parts from this issue, it's because you've already got them.
Brilliant, because yeah, when I packed the bus away, I still had all this, and I was a bit worried about them. But I actually I put tin foil around it and wrapped it all up, so it's all stayed here. So this is where I left off from issue 62 when I filmed it.
Yeah.
So I need to work out how all these screens work now and what the best view is. So probably
that.
Yeah.
Now, I have been using that screen a lot, and I like that screen. But I did actually get a comment on one of my videos saying that they can't see the work. Whether that's because I'm accidentally going underneath the screenshot, or because the screen's smaller and they can't see.
Right. Okay, yeah, because my hand's there on off the end of the camera. So if I put me on full screen, you see a lot more.
Yeah.
If you put it on full screen, people then can't see the magazine. So, and that's so it's. I think for checking the parts, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah. So I could do something like that, and then when I'm actually building, switch over.
Yeah, I think that would work well. And then anytime we need to see the instructions, we can always go back. And because the instructions have been done by Adrian Langley, thank you very much. They are bigger, so you'll see the whole thing, anyway. So, okay, so the first part that we have is the platform rear wall, 63A.
Okay, so
have we still got that massive knife?
Sorry?
Still got that massive, like Stanley knife or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
got one of those. So let me open this up. I'm so unorganised. I'm still trying to get into the swing of it all. And I normally empty into my tray, but I need to print another one really because that one's full of stuff already. So,
Well, I've got one that's ready made if you want a bigger one.
Oh, they're all getting used to it. Okay, so that is the platform rear wall. Obviously, that's plastic. It's so nice to get back to this. It really is.
Yeah, I bet it is.
So we've got some detail on there. It says passengers are not allowed to travel on this platform.
See, I would just there. Passengers are not allowed to travel. That I'd end it there.
5 standing passengers are allowed inside the vehicle at all times unless seats are available. Okay, so that is the rear wall.
Lovely. So 63B is the back of the used tickets box.
Right, so that is this part here. And I'm sorry about the light if it's a bit orangey. I've done the best I can, but
It's all right, you'll get yourself sorted out. This is the trouble. You spend ages and your studio evolves, and then you move house, and then suddenly things don't work as well because you previously set up for your previous setup.
yeah.
So don't worry, it will evolve again. So use ticket box back.
Yeah, okay, so that is there.
So 63C is a handrail, not to be confused with 63D handrail.
Okay, so I think it's this one first. This is
Okay.
C.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think it is that one. Okay.
Brilliant.
Metal.
Oh, this one is, no, it's plastic.
Okay. So you can't believe it's not metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to bring that saying back, haven't we?
Yeah, it does.
I think that's become our catchphrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 63D is a handrail.
So that must be this one. Again, it's plastic. Although could be metal if you didn't know.
I can't believe it's not chrome.
I can't believe it's not chrome. Or we could call it chrome imposter.
Yeah.
Right. So Paul 61 has said, nice to see you back, Horlicks. So that leaves us with 2 packets of screws, which are actually the same. We've got DP 1.7 by 4 mil, 3 black screws.
Yeah, and I've got 3 in there. And I'm actually going to take these out and put them in. I've already got one that says DP.
Right.
So I might as well put them all together. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second pack of screws are also DP. Are they DP? It's not a printing error, is it?
Yeah, it says DP.
Oh, they're silver. They're silver. Sorry, I was reading from afar. So they are DP, but they're silver.
Silver ones, yeah.
Are they can't believe it's not metal, or are they actual genuine metal?
No, I think these are genuinely metal.
No imposters in the DPs then.
And I'm actually going to put them in a different hole just to make it easier. So I ain't got to fish out for certain colours.
No, it's okay. I would expect no less from your OCD.
I'm just going to adjust the focus as well so I can get a better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that is everything. I've got
That is
everything.
a lot. So, just to recap, that in this issue we continue with this issue. The parts and screws for steps 1 to 6 were supplied with issue 62. So what you see in front of you isn't necessarily all you're going to use.
Okay.
Okay, so stage 1, we need to take the staircase structure 59D and align the screw sockets on the lower edge with the screw holes in the platform 4D, as indicated by the dotted lines fixed in place with 2 JP screws, and I'm assuming they're black screws.
Okay. Okay, so put them aside for a moment. I've got my manual here anyway, but that was clear. So this is the stair section. So it's sort of in this orientation in the magazine. And this is the other part, the staircase structure.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we need to fit this in. And it does actually fit perfectly in there. Lovely.
Rather nice.
That's just gone in absolutely brilliantly. There is like a, I'll tell you, there's a protrusion on the end, and they fit nicely into these countersunk holes here.
Yeah.
So you'll know if they are seated correctly. There we go. So I'm just going to hold that. Sort of, I need to move this camera out a bit. Just with my fingers and thumb. And then we want to get JP screws, which I've got in here already. Except my Oreo picks up about 20,000.
They do, don't they?
Oh, so magnetic, aren't they?
Or as we say in Hull, they do, don't they do?
Okay. I'm just trying to get the screw on the end. Okay, doke. So we've got two screw holes. Yeah, we've got one just here, and then the other one just on the opposite corner. So I'm just going to put that one in to start with. And then hopefully you can see it, okay? Just get the other one in.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, I think that is in more than enough.
Lovely, looking good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Happy?
Okay, so on to step 2.
Okay, so we need to take the stair platform assembly from the previous step and the platform assembly from issue 58. Position platform 58A on the underside of the rear platform 4A so that the screw holes and sockets are aligned. Note, the two sockets circled in light blue, which is here, in light blue on the underside of part 4 are part of the staircase wall 59A. Fix the platforms together with 8 JP screws. The battery, sorry, in the little red circle, the battery box 58B is not firmly fixed at this stage. Take care that the wires and switch do not come adrift. It may help to hold it in place temporarily with little masking tape. Now, a lot of people have had battery boxes that have come off, and it's just mainly because the solder joint is actually quite weak on the wire. So it doesn't take a lot to pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I actually did on my previous video is I'd already done that with some electrical tape.
Fabulous.
But I'm probably going to have to
uncover the holes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stick this on the other side because obviously we'll be putting the platform onto this top side.
Yes.
So, it's like an operation, isn't it, with these?
Yeah. I actually had to solder mine back on.
Yeah, I soldered mine. What I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting the wires and then soldering on a little connector so that I can actually remove the battery box without having to unscrew everything. I just wish I'd thought about that weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah.
rather than having to solder my battery box on twice.
Don't really know the best way of sticking this on. Probably cut this down a bit.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world to stick down, is it?
No. Maybe off the side like that. I've still got access to that screw hole if I need it. That should be alright. I've just got to be
As long
careful.
as you're aware that it's there, it shouldn't get in your way too much. But normally I always say make the parts work for you, not the other way around. But I think in this case it might be a bit of an exception. You have to work around the part.
Okay, so this is going to slot on. Oh, perfect. Just like so.
Did your heart just go just then, just like mine?
Pardon?
Did your heart just flutter a little bit there, just like mine did?
Yeah, it just fit perfectly in there. And you've got like a large locating lug there as well by the looks of it. But yeah, that perfect fit. Okay, so I'm going to start with the orientation of the magazine. And it obviously said about being careful about these two because they go into the bottom of the staircase. So what I'm actually going to do is put them in first because I think that will give it a lot more stability.
Yeah. Also, if you put those in first, you know you've got them.
Yeah.
And I think that will pull in everything around it.
So I'm guessing when we put these in, we just got to be really careful and just check inside at the bottom of the stairs there to make sure that that's not being pushed upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that has gone in beautifully.
So if you give it a gentle tug, is that actually fixed in now?
Yeah, I can hold that and it's not coming off.
So it's a lot better than we thought.
Yeah, just one.
Being fixed in total without 8 screws, and you've actually got a good connection with one.
Yeah, and after putting that second one in, I just felt the whole top really strengthen up.
Lovely. Lovely.
Oh, brilliant. That's them.
So you're holding it in and the others are just straightening it up then, are they?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's already in their locating peg, so I don't think I'll have too much bother.
No, it just stops the edges from fraying.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to it's quite difficult to see where the screw holes go because there's more screw holes than we actually need.
Yeah, it looks like they're going along the edge. I think it's just going to stop the platform from turning into a British rail sandwich and curling up at the edges.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with, you can't see.
Now, Dave laughed at that because it was true, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think your typical British rail sandwich, it was rock solid on one side and soft and fluffy on the other.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to guess what was in the filling because you could see it from the top layer was all curled up. So I would suggest that it's not that one.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to follow if you draw an imaginary line going through the one that you've screwed in and that next one, that will lead you to the one on the end.
Yes. And it also, and also on the image, it's the one closer to this little knobbly bit. I've missed saying knobbly bit.
That's a technical term. We use it a lot in bus building.
Yeah. I've missed the word. I've missed it.
Matthew Boreham, I will tell you what I tell everybody at work. There are 12 days of Christmas, none of which are in November. I do.
I agree.
Okay, I'm just moving on. I'm just going to go along and get them all in. So that one, and then the last two. We've got one here, and then one just there. Oh, even these stairs alone are really heavy.
What's the last chat you can see, Penny?
Matthew Baum says, anyone got any favourite Christmas songs?
Yeah, there's some chat missing.
Okay.
Yeah, the last chat I've got on my screen is...
Yeah, I can see quite a lot, actually. If I go onto YouTube, I can see any chance of seeing Sparkles tonight, which will be probably a no, because Sparkles is actually Fleetwood's hamster, not Horlicks's. Roger Thompson says it has a nice weight to it now. Chris Davies says Edge of Glory, LOL. Marty McFly says you can screw the battery box now to keep it in place. I did. Just use the screws that you feel will work. Love Minnie says true. And Chris Davies says Horlicks is like Bob the Builder. So
okay. Yeah, there's quite a few missing on my screen. I've just seen this one now. Any chance of seeing Sparkles? I mean, yeah, so that is Fleetwood Jay's hamster, well, and Sean's. So if he wants to pop on and make an appearance with her, then that's fine. But obviously he may have things on. Okay, so that is. I'm just going to double check all my screws, but I'm really happy that these are tightened up.
question for you, Horlicks. When we do metal screws, we want them in nice and tight. When we do plastic, we don't want them too tight.
No.
Obviously, you're screwing plastic in through metal. So where are you standing on that?
I treat it as a plastic screw because you're going to just, obviously the metal is stronger, and if you just keep screwing, it's just going to pull on the plastic and wreck it.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that. That's
I would be. Especially, I do like when the recognisable iconic pieces come together, like the staircase at the back.
Yeah.
And of course, now you've got a piece that you can play with. You can sort of, dry fit it to the back of the bus. It now gives you a sense, because obviously that's going to add another 2 or 3 inches to the length of the bus, which then makes you worry 2 or 3 inches more about where the hell you're going to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously later on you'll have the top deck, which will make you worry even more where it's going to fit. But yeah, it's just more to add to the worry. And you think, oh, is my shelves going to take it? And are they big enough? And but yeah, I'd be pleased with that part. Not only face on.
Okay.
I've got to be all sensible now, haven't I? I can do whatever I like when I'm off camera, can't I? Right, so stage 3. Take the box 62C and the 2 hinges 62E. Align the holes in the smaller flanges on the hinges with the small raised sockets in the box. Fix each screw in place with an AP screw.
Right. So
no, I don't remember AP screw from today's issue. So this must be one of the previous screws.
Yes, it is. This is one that was in the box from 62.
Yeah. Obviously, the parts we can recognise which issue they come from because they're labelled 62 C and E, but the screws are a little bit harder to spot.
Okay, so when I moved, I put them in safe storage in this little zip bag, so not to lose anything.
Excellent.
And obviously, I don't know if anyone, I remember on stream, I lost this and I actually found it.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't sure if that was live, actually. I think it was an afterthought. I was like having a panic. So I was like, oh my God, I don't remember seeing this, but luckily it was in the bus. Okay, so I've got my hinges in here that are still intact as well. So I'm just going to open them out like they look in the magazine. And I say, so you've got the smaller in there. Oh God, I don't understand why this is so orange. I wonder if that might be better. Is that better or too dark?
It's a little dark, but it's not too bad.
I need to get one of those. I need to get one of those LED lights that Fleetwood's just recently bought, because yeah, that's better. It looked like that would be really good for what I need. Okay, so that does fit in perfectly, just over that hole.
Is that does that fit a specific way?
You could easily fit it any way you wanted, to be honest. You couldn't fit the larger side on there because it just doesn't reach, but you could put that in either way.
Okay.
But
it's going to go a certain way, isn't it? Because if you place it the wrong way round, I guess the lid will sit wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But it does feel nice where it wants to be. I mean, obviously it's a bit odd. You wouldn't necessarily do it that way. So you can get a feel for which way it should be. Okay. It's really orange.
Because there's nothing more frustrating than fitting a part and then discovering later on you fit it the wrong way. It's always better to try and fit it the correct way first time.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to put this on the table. I think it'll be a bit easier.
Okay, I think the chat is catching up.
Yeah, it's only slow though, isn't it?
Yeah. So guys, if anybody feels they're being ignored on a comment, please understand you're not. They seem to be coming through quite slow. The only way to keep up to date on the comments is to watch it on YouTube simultaneously. So I'm flicking between two tabs, which of course then is affecting the quality of the stream a bit then, isn't it? Because you've got more tabs open and the computer's running and doing more. And have you stopped, Horlicks?
No.
Oh, okay. So I just saw your hand stationary and I'm like, oh no, it's frozen.
Well, yeah, I've done that up as tight as I would, and there's still a little bit of movement in there. So I'm just going to go up that little bit tighter, and that is now solid.
Lovely.
Yeah, hopefully the stream will hold out.
Yeah, was asking Matthew Barham. No sparkles tonight. Fleetwood's real tired, so he needs some rest, so he's not coming on.
That's fine. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so that is the two hinges fitted. I'm just going to double check them. And there we go.
Excellent.
Okay, so.
Oh, guys, just had a bit of a minor 3D print emergency. I'm back.
Oh, good.
So, I can't get this first layer to print. I'm on about my 5th attempt now. Right, so stage 4, take the box lid 62D and align the raised sockets on the underside of the lid with the screw holes in the flanges on the hinges 62E, fix in place with 2 AP screws.
Okay, brilliant.
This is the point where you'll find out if you've put those hinges around the wrong way. Well, I'm happy the words are easier to pronounce tonight, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh. But,
Fleetwood J says he's on his way.
We don't have to rush for us, Fleetwood. You know, if you need your rest, your health is always far more important than the stream. Sparkles will still be here on the next stream.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Maybe we should take a picture. So if ever Fleetwood's a bit tired or not well, we can go, sorry, Sparkles can't make it tonight, but here's a picture.
Oh, I've just seen the comment from Chris Davies. Horlicks is like Bob the Builder. That's how slow it is.
Really? That was ages ago.
Yeah. It is slow is the chat.
Right, so this does fit. However, I don't know if you can see that. No, probably not. I've got a bit of flash or something just on that edge.
Okay.
And it's actually stopping it sit quite straight. You can see there's more of a gap on the bottom there.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to get my knife and just carefully run across that.
Knife or file?
Knife to start with.
Okay, so it's quite a large piece then, is it?
Yeah, I've got quite a large bit. And then, yeah, that's got the main of it off. And then I shall grab a file. I'm only going to use, if I can find them, an emery board, because I think the gold ones might be a bit too harsh for it. And I'm going to use the fine side of the board.
And once you've done that, if you can let Fleetwood in, because Sparkles is here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so that, I think, has done it. There you go. Now you can see it's pretty even.
Isn't it?
Okay, let's make way for our special guest. Ta-da! Hello.
Hey.
Hello, Sparkles.
Yeah.
Oh,
That time she's very feisty with me, if you know what I mean. So,
she is feisty, isn't she?
Well, when we saw her on Friday, a bit grumpy from the move, wasn't she?
yeah. So it's
Yeah, she is feisty.
yeah, she don't get on with me. I don't know why, do you know what I mean? But she's a little bugger, you know what I mean? She's just been in a ball and running around a bit, so
Oh, bless her.
yeah. Hey, you're a little monkey, aren't you?
Hello.
Wait, do you want to see your fans or not? Yeah, I'll say hello to everybody. Hey, which one? You want to go back in your ball? No?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean for the rescue. Oh, me.
Oh, you want me?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but seems everybody's asking. I do mean to be grumpy in the chat, saying no, but I thought, oh, Sonic, I'll get Sparkles out. She was in a ball anyway, so.
What I'll say, Fleetwood, is I'll say, don't do that again. If you're not feeling well, don't, because your health is more important.
No, I'm just trying feeling a bit run down today, I'm a bit tired, so it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, Sparkles enjoys her time, so and it's nice everyone asked to see her anyway, so you know.
Yeah.
As I say, I think we're going to have to arrange a PA, if you know what I mean, on the appearance fees. You know, I think the going rate is about one dunking up per showing, if you know.
Everybody loves you, Sparkle.
Yeah. She's adorable, aren't you?
He is, yeah. He's doing really well, actually.
Well, the wounds will heal now. The fur's grown back, so you wouldn't notice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and funny thing is, since she's come back from the vet, she's more vocal. We've never had a vocal hamster. Yeah, she sort of starts back chatting. Yeah,
I don't think we've ever had a hamster, mate.
Yeah, she starts chatting at you. Like, go away, you know what I mean?
Oh.
No.
Yeah. She's a funny mother. Yes. There we are. There's Sparkles for you. Where are you going? Sparkle cam. We'll have to get her a webcam on her cage.
I've only got our own tab.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh look.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a bit of so yeah, Fleetwood J has just said on my way. That's how slow the chat is.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, I got that a little while ago.
Okay, well, you should get there before us then.
Oh, Chris, my latest one is Chris. Horlicks, you can have a manicure or pedicure with that board. Yeah. It's my hobby thing. I've never filed my nails. I can't. I hate the feeling of my nails on an emery board. It doesn't.
Sorry, reading on YouTube, Martin McFly said, my cat is loving Sparkles. I bet your cat is.
Crazy man. Crazy, aren't you?
It's on the watch now.
Right, so where was I? So yeah,
I'll stay for a little bit and then I'll go and nip off because I've got a few things to do, but I'll stay for a little bit.
okay.
So
don't you have to be.
When we finish that stage, Horlicks, I'm quite interested in seeing your silver details because mine was a little bit naff. I think it wasn't painted too well.
Right, okay.
Having said that, I can't get to mine now, can I?
Okay, so now I've filed that down. As I say, yeah, it's actually quite a nice fit. So I can put the screws in from that. So I'm just going to start one side off and then put the other side in. Brilliant. And that is the box done.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
And that seems to be all lined up okay.
Don't get you soaked in that door that much, though, will you?
No. Yeah, because it doesn't open, does it? I think, if I remember.
It does open, but it only opens about half as far as it could because you've got the bell in the way, and obviously you've got where the hinge is very close. The flap is actually going to rub against the wall.
Okay, so that is stage 4, 5, even 4 done.
Stage 5.
So Penny wanted to look at my chrome work.
I did, didn't I? Show us your chrome bits.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just. Oh, I can't work this.
Might figure out where you are. No, that's me. There we go.
It's quite complicated, isn't it?
Right, if you look at the boxes at the bottom, you'll see a little square, I think, in the left-hand side.
Yeah.
You click on that, if you hover, it will say display solo or something.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just click on whoever. Obviously, as guests, we can only see our own boxes and click on them to do anything.
Okay. So if I was to just do. Right, so yeah. 3 words. Okay, right. So my chrome work, this one in particular?
On the box, the little detailing around the box. I remember there was something I just wanted to do with a pen, but I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, must have been the top bit.
Top bit, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's nice. So mine was a one-off then, not general crap manufacturing.
There's a few little chippy bits around the edge, but
yeah.
And what does yours look like? Did you say you've got it to hand?
No, it's on the bus.
Oh, of course it is.
Actually attached. So yeah.
Yeah, because I'm way behind, aren't I? So, right, let me sort that back out. Okay, so yeah, step 5.
Lovely. So fit the box 62C. Oh, little spelling mistake there. Against the side of the stair. God, the staircase structure 59D. I think they call that Chinglish, don't they?
Chinglish.
Chinglish. I think that's English translated into Chinese, translated back to English. That's what you end up with. That's Chinglish. Yeah, and you've got cheap manufactured parts are called Chinesium.
Yeah.
So fit the box 62C against the side of the staircase structure 59D. Fix in place with 2 JP screws.
Well, okay. I've just forgotten how heavy this was. I thought it was anchored to the table.
Are the comments catching up? I think they are.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Chris Davies has just said LOL Penny, not long after I just said about the Chinglish. And I can't think of anything else that I've said that might be funny. That's odd. Your platform, it looks, I've not noticed that. Is it the camera angle?
No, it is supposed to be angled.
Oh, of course, because we're looking at it, that's from the inside that we're looking at it, aren't we?
Yeah.
And what I have noticed is bulge here.
Yeah.
Is that the...
Hit it with a hammer, that'll get it back in.
Yeah.
Is it because I've done something too tight?
Ram a screwdriver in there and that'll sort it out.
Do you know what that bit's called that goes into the bus?
The entrance platform, I don't know.
No, the riser.
Okay. So obviously that's a 1960s version of a lowered step, is it?
Yeah, the riser.
Right.
Okay, and what I have noticed, I don't know if anyone else's was the same, it looks like there is stress marks on the top.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They're white, but I've not fitted anything to these or anything, so...
See, I can't see anything because I fit the rear wall, but could that be where they were attached to the machines, where they've been moulded?
Yeah.
Because obviously, that's a painted part, isn't it?
Plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah, but it's been painted though, isn't it?
I'm not sure actually. I don't think so.
Right. Because a lot of these plastic parts, if you look at one side, they're quite sort of smooth and glossy, and then on the prepared side, they've got like a matte layer on them, which is why I'm assuming they're painted.
Right.
Now, obviously, when they're painted using a machine or they're held by something, you'll get like a lot. I guess a lot of the body panels, they'll be painted, but on the inside where you won't see them, you may end up with a little silver spot, and that's where it was being held either by hand or by a machine. And obviously, it can't get the paint cut. And I wonder if that's just where it's been positioned to be prepared.
Right, yeah, that could be.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
If I explained that one very well.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Okay, so this should just slot nicely into place. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, that is nicely in there. And I can obviously open the door. And actually, if you open the door, you can actually line them up and make sure that they're in correctly. Like so. And then what did you say it was? Was it AP? No, sorry, JP, wasn't it? JP.
You've got a couple of screws on your mat there, Horlicks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've already got them out. Yeah, I got them out for this earlier. Good spot. Sorry, you can't see. So I'm just going to go in a little bit on that one. Okay, and I don't want to go in any more than that because that is enough to hold that into place. So there we go. That is the cupboard fitted.
Excellent.
Or the cupboard. I wouldn't really call it. I don't know really.
For your ticket machine and your tickets.
Okay.
Oh, it's a secret cupboard, says Chris Davies.
Yeah, could put some bits in there.
Yeah, not a lot of bits, but you can put some bits.
I'm going to need to secure that down in a bit as well. Okay, so brilliant. Now we can move on to step 6, if there is one. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, there's a step 6. Now, I left this piece out, but you don't have to. Take the pole 62B, supplied with a previous issue, and fit the end into the recess in part 4A. Fix in place from the underside, circled in red, and that circle is there. Fix in place from the underside, circled in red, with an NP, that's November Papa screw. And in the box says it may help to use pliers to hold the pole in place as you tighten the screw. If you do this, be sure to protect the pole with paper or cloth so that the jaws of the pliers don't damage the surface. Now, we are now up to issue 1991, and we still haven't put anything to secure that in place.
Right, okay.
So we're up to issue 64. So you're looking at a good 26 issues at least before, we haven't fixed the top deck yet. So obviously it's your call. I've chosen not to fix that pole because if it's not sitting there sticking up, and it's surprising how, even though I've got my bus on a shelf, It's surprising how many times I catch it.
Yeah.
So you know, you've only got to have one little go out, celebrate someone's birthday, come home a little bit too drunk, have a little bit of a stagger, and bang, that's your pole gone.
Yeah. So based on that, I mean, it's been sat in this tray for weeks anyway.
Yeah.
What, 2 more weeks?
Well, if you'd have moved a week later and you had fitted that pole, what do you think the chances are of it being there now?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And it's very unstable. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this and wait until it needs to be fitted.
now, what I have done is underneath where the hole sticks out from the bottom, or might possibly even on top of the bus. Sorry, on top of the bus. What I've done is I've put a little piece of masking tape over that hole and written NP on the masking tape to remind me which screw it is that I need to put in there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I say, 20 odd issues we've had and we still haven't fitted it. I've got to be honest with you, if it wasn't for me co-hosting with you tonight, I wouldn't remember what screw that was.
Yeah.
So it looks a little bit ugly with that masking tape on, but it does the job perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, Roger Thompson agrees, leave it off for now, Horlicks. I think there's been a few people who've had their poles, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, I've got mine sitting in a little drawer. It's annoying having it in a little drawer because it's space that I could be using for something else. But you know, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how straight is your pole,
Brilliant.
Horlicks? A few people think that they're not very straight; they're a little bit bent. I think there's a little bit of a kink in yours, isn't there?
Just a bit. That's running on the straight line on the mat.
But I think that
So
would
it goes
straighten
from
fitted, won't it?
yeah. Because it's quite flexible, so I think you're right. Once that's actually in place, top and bottom, I don't think of that.
They're all a bit of a muchness, aren't they?
Pardon?
They're all a bit of a muchness. Ours is the same.
Could you straighten that with a hairdryer, Dave?
Possibly, but is there any point really? Because you know, we haven't fitted them yet, and let's see how they go when we fit them. Is my suggestion.
Right. Fair enough.
You know, I know it's agonising waiting to fit them. You know, 20 odd issues later.
Yeah. But then look how long we sat there with that bonnet and the front grille until we finally fitted that. So if we can wait for the grill, I mean the grill was worse because that kept getting dusty and you have to keep cleaning it and now you know at least we've got a pole that we can pop in a little drawer.
Yeah.
So if we could do it with the front grille and the bonnet, then
possibly I'd be tempted to tape it to a big path somewhere in the bus.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Possibly pop it underneath that bit of masking tape and take it to
Maybe I could put it in the secret cupboard.
Yeah.
In there.
Or you could tape it upright inside.
You could make a 1 to 12 scale model of Daley Thompson and give it to him to hold.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people watching this show now going, Daley Thompson, who's that?
Decathlon.
Daley Thompson was for me the face of shredded wheat. Because he has 3 in the morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you will take that off at some point because otherwise you won't get to it once you. But that'll be for now, won't it?
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Roger Thompson said, I think a while ago someone made a new one out of a coat hanger. I think I recall that, yes. So, stage 7. Oh, it was
7.
7. Fit the back of the used ticket box 63B into the ticket box recess on the back of the rear wall 63A, fixed in place with 2 black DP screws. So this is not so much a used ticket box as more of a cover to make it look like a used ticket box, but does the job perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I see, yeah, it's going to fit on there.
Oh, not David Thompson, Chris Davies. It's Daley Thompson.
Daley Thompson, yeah.
He even had a computer game made about him.
There's still enough room in that slot to put some of them used tickets that I done in the mod pack one.
Yes, I'm going to do some. I am going to do some of them, but I haven't got a printer at the moment, so I'm going to have to get the file onto USB and print them off at work. But I see, yeah, that goes on there nicely. So yeah, this does only fit one way. You could put it in other ways, but it just doesn't feel right.
Oh, yeah.
You could put it in upside down, but it wouldn't cover the gap.
Yeah.
So it just sort of fits with the shape. So that's, yeah, lovely fit. Okay. And then 2 black DP screws. Hello. So I'm just going to start off with one. Start that off.
Chris Davies. Okay, I got that wrong. I thought you said David. It's my Norfolk accent, isn't it, Chris?
Okay. And I've done that. I'm not going to go mad on those screws. It's in place. So
yeah, as long as it's not shaking about, it should be fine.
So there we go.
That's
That
really,
is step 7.
yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, there is a step 8. Of course there is.
Yeah.
Got handrail and handrail, haven't we? So
Yeah.
take the handrail 63C. So that looks like the white rimmed one.
This
And we fit it vertically down the edge of the rear wall, 63A, fixed each end in place with 2 silver DP screws. So this is what the handle you grab onto when the bus is pulled away, but you still want to jump on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you see Inspector Blakey hanging off this handle when Butler's going around the skid pan.
Yeah.
That's
That
brilliant.
one on the centre pole, yeah.
Oh, was it the centre pole he was hanging on to?
So you could put this on either way, but it would look a bit odd because if you put it on that way, passengers might get their coats caught on the edge of the rail and there'll be a claim going in. So
No, that's it.
you would go in.
You're saying now, yeah.
You'd go in this way.
That's it.
Okay, so this is going to be quite difficult to line up.
So while you're doing that, Roger Thompson has said that is anyone going to put the figurines in once the roof goes on, and what's the best way to fix them on?
I use glue dots, removable glue dots. They're non-damaging. So
The big question I've got is which ones do you put where? Because once that roof goes on, any future figurines are obviously going to have to go upstairs.
yeah,
And then once the top deck roof is on, I would be expecting no more figures other than the driver and the conductor.
clipper, yeah.
So it's which one they. To me, because we've made little backlog stories to these figures, I can kind of think which ones go where. You know, the schoolboy for me has to go upstairs.
Yeah.
The girl with the bullseye dress on, she looks like she's walking from the back to the downstairs.
Yeah.
The old lady, she looks to me like she's sitting downstairs so she can judge everybody as they get on and off the bus.
Yeah.
City gentleman has to go upstairs because he's smoking.
Yes.
The only one that has no specific place, as far as I'm concerned, is the beatnik girl.
Yeah, she can go anywhere, couldn't she?
So I would be inclined to put her downstairs because I don't know how many figures are going upstairs.
Yeah.
Where would you put the World Cup one? The one with the flag?
I don't know, because if I put a little bit of my character in, I would be inclined to put him on the bench seat opposite the old lady.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what I've done with mine.
Have had the attitude, oh, you want something to judge this then, and then plot myself right in front of her.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, if I'm getting on a bus, you know, you get people who kind of do that shuffle. That it's the kind of, I really don't want you to sit next to me shuffle.
Yeah.
That's the person I sit next to on the bus. That's just me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Good job.
Fantastic.
That's on.
Did you see little spots of colour just add so much, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that wall looked fantastic straight out of the packet, but with those two little tiny details, it just looks incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've obviously got something to go down near the bottom. And I can't remember. Oh, of course, yeah, I know what it is now. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're moving on to step 9. Have we got 9?
Step 9, which is going to finish the last piece of detail on that one. So we take the handrail 63D and align the screw sockets on the brackets with the hubs. Excuse me, I got hiccups again. On the brackets with the holes in the back wall 63A. Fix each of the 3 brackets in place with 2 silver DP screws. So we'll be using 60 screws.
Lovely.
And Chris Davies says bang tidy, Horlicks.
Bang tidy.
That's a good proper Welsh word, that one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if anybody offers you a kutch, don't run away. You don't need to run away. It's a nice thing.
Yes.
Brilliant. So that's only going to go in obviously one way because there's 2 connection points one side and one the other. Fit the pins in. That is a beautiful bit.
Also, on the instructions on the magazine, you can see that there's 4 screws going in one end and 2 further along. So that's basically where you've got them. So let me just move this. So you've got the 4 screws there. So you need the two brackets close together is the 4 screws, and that goes into the used ticket bin or just above it. So then the single double bit goes near the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is that like that. That is just a perfect fit. Plastic hasn't warped or anything because it's just absolutely perfect. I haven't got to stress that in.
Have you got locating pegs on that, or is that fine?
Yes, there's 3 locating pegs, one on each of the brackets. Now what I'm going to do is gently start these off. Now I'm not putting any pressure on that because if I push on that, it flexes the back. So I'm literally going so light just to get them started, and then what I shall do is I'll lift it up to tighten them and support the back with my finger. I'm just going to get these in most of the way. Right, and then the other three.
Chris Davies, the hole on the back wall, that's where that will be covered up by the steps. So if I have a quick look at my bus, it doesn't do anything. So I wonder if possibly some wires could feed through there.
Well, part of it's the number plate, isn't it? The rear number plate.
Of course. I would suspect there will be wires, and I will explain when Horlicks has finished this, because obviously it's on the back of that bit. So Matthew Baum saying, suppose I did a live build the Terminator video. If you did a live build the Terminator video, I suspect quite a few people would watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Right. There we go.
Lovely. That is absolutely beautiful.
Brilliant.
So on the back of that, if you see that little hole, the square hole, if you follow that up, there's a little channel.
There's channels, yeah.
I just noticed that, actually. Now that looks suspiciously like there'll be some wires following along there.
Yeah.
And then they'll come out.
So Dave, is that suspiciously roughly where the level of the lights are?
Yeah, of course it is.
Right. So, and I've only just noticed that. So,
and of course there'll be a number plate light, or there'll be stop lights or something, won't they?
Yeah.
So that looks like cutouts where the stop lights are going to be, because there's one there. So I reckon there'll be an LED or something in there that will go up, or not the LED, but it's just cut out so there's more room.
Yeah. And that square will be partially covered, but not fully covered.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'll just take a quick picture of the back of mine, and I'll be able to show you what I mean. Come on, focus. Right, I can't get a really good picture because there's a strut on the shelf in the way, but you see how most of that is covered up, but not all of it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that hole will actually be, oh God, look how dark that went. So I wonder if that will become quite important. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, I've got a number plate on each of ours to swap for the Hachette one when our Hachette one comes. So I've got them organised already. So I'm looking forward to putting the back on and the number plates.
Brilliant.
It's a shame this bus is. I have a personalised number plate in mind, which is my old biker nickname, and it's far too new for the bus. But it's L4 DYP, which is Lady P, which is my old biker name. And I've always wanted to buy that number plate. If I had the money, I would.
Yeah.
And if anyone's already got it, I will give them any money they want for it.
You can check number plates out, to see if there's for sale on the TV.
If I check it out, I'll want it. And because it's only a single number, it'll be an expensive one. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. That's where the lights are.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So obviously we have got a panel to go on the back, but you can.
We got that long strip with 3 red LEDs, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They
correct.
go there, then the turn circles go up the top a bit further. So
Yeah.
So actually, it's starting to make sense when they say framework for the outer skin. So I think now there's going to be 3 layers.
yeah.
There'll be the inner skin, there'll be the framework to put the LEDs in, and then there'll be a piece over the top of that. Possibly.
Well, you got the then you got probably exoskeleton, haven't you? Then you got the outside metalwork, haven't you?
Well, we've been talking about inner skin and outer skin, but maybe there's a middle skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bus construction is an inner skin, then a framework, and then the outer skin. That's proper bus construction.
But I mean, in a scale model, you don't actually need to build what you don't see.
No.
But thinking about it, if you look at the, because I originally thought the top deck would sit on the. Sorry, I thought the top deck would sit on top of the bottom deck roof.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's this great big metal bit.
Yeah.
So, I'm wrong there. So that's like your middle skin, isn't it? In terms of. So, sorry, we're taking over the show, Horlicks. I do apologise.
No, that's all right. No, carry on. I was just looking. It's strange because normally you've got 1 screw left, but I've still got a silver DP, a black NP, a JP, 2 silver BPs, and 1, 2, 3, 4 black DPs, and that.
I think I got quite a lot of spares left over because I left my screws out ready for the next week. But I've noticed that every now and again I'm getting an additional spare one. Right. And it's actually in the instructions. It might actually say 6 screws and you expect them to use 5, but you're actually using 4. And I find that does actually throw me because I'm used to having 1 of every screw left over. Suddenly I've got 2, so I think I've missed something out.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the title? I was talking right. So I think as long as everyone's all right, I might brave 7064.
Right.
Because I would like to get that done, and hopefully it won't take too long.
Okay. Well, good luck on that statement, Horlicks.
Well, I don't know what to expect, so
we do.
You got to remember, there's 3 of us that do know what to expect.
Oh, God, yes.
We're not going to spoil it for you.
Do you think it's going to take ages, or do you think?
I think it's going to take half an hour checking the parts. Have you seen how many they are?
Right. Okay. We better crack on with it, then, don't we? Okay. Let's go. Speed round.
Right. So, part A. In fact, part 64A and 64B is the right hinge bar and the left hinge bar. And the reason I've said those together is because you can't, from the picture, you can't tell the difference between the 2. Okay. You will once you fit them.
So they are in this section. So I'm just going to do a section at a time, I think.
Yeah.
That one. Oh, and there's one in there as well. So no, that's not going to work. We'll just take them all out.
Chris Davies says, "Go for gold, Horlicks."
More like go for red, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, look at all these red parts. Right, let me zoom back in here.
There's a few, isn't there?
Okie doke. So, we're looking for the right hinge bar and the left hinge bar. So I believe that is.
It looks like a little wishbone type thing, a little Y shape. There we go. Is that? I'm guessing that's metal from that paintwork.
Yeah, this is metal.
And that is, I can't believe it's metal.
And it does say R on the back.
Oh, there we go. So that is part 64A then. So that's rather helpful then.
And then the other one should, yeah, L.
Lovely.
Okay.
Smashing. Super smashing, lovely. Look what you could have won. Okay, so 64C, right. Is that friction hinge bracket? Lovely. And that's got an R on it. So 64D will look
Yes.
very well, a sort of, yeah, very similar with an L on it. Lovely. Lovely. I'm looking at that really nice thick paintwork, and that looks really smashing, but it's a little bit at the back of my mind is going, potential paint block. So 64E is a friction hinge link ×2. Fleetwood J says you will be seeing red after this.
Right. So there is actually 3 types. They all look similar.
Yeah. Well, the 64Es should be, looking at the magazine, looks like they're the shortest.
Right.
40F20 is giving us a bit of a warning. Even though the hinge parts are metal, it is easy to snap them.
Right.
Look at those. Lovely.
Okay.
Okay, so 64F is friction hinge link ×2.
Okay, then these look like they're the same length, roughly. But it
Right.
looks like two of them have got locating pins on them and larger holes on each end, and the other ones haven't got them, but they are smaller holes.
Right, okay. Do you want to bring the magazine in shot then? And I'll zoom that in as much as I can, and we can see if we can get a closer look. 64F have got the locating pegs on. Can you just see the little shadow?
Yes.
So, just to confirm, sorry guys. Right, so 64G do not have locating pegs on them. So, brilliant. So, would it perhaps be a good idea just to pop a little bit of masking tape or something on the desk and write F and G on them and place them where you've written F and G?
Yeah, good idea.
Possibly, or some kind of marking system.
So
Because by the time
E.
you actually fit those, you may actually have forgotten which one's got the locating peg on them.
Okay. So let me just go back. Didn't see any of that. I have written a little note.
We believe you. We heard that. We heard the sound effects. Right. So Matthew Boreham had trouble with the hydraulics of the Delorean bonnet.
Oh yeah, they were a nightmare.
See,
Okay.
I hear the word Delorean and nightmare in the same sentence quite often. That's your F parts, is it?
Yeah, with the
Right.
locating pins on them.
Lovely.
So that means these must be the G ones.
Yep.
And as you can see, like, if you compare them, they've got different size holes on the ends.
Right. So that
'Cause
may
they'll-
actually make it useful when fitting. Maybe you won't physically be able to fit the wrong part.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the next part is 64A, which are called friction hinge bracket ×2. And I think they look a little bit like the old film cine camera roll thing, you know, the bit that goes on the top where the
Yeah.
film sits.
Do you know what I was thinking of?
Is it?
Oh no, I was thinking of old-fashioned fire bells that you.
Yeah, yeah. Like the old air raid sirens as well.
Hmm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so 64I are hinge brackets times 2.
And they've got a locating pin on the back of them.
Right, be useful then.
Okay.
Yeah. And just as we're getting fed up of red, the next part is 64J, the bonnet lock, which is silver.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely. There you go, it's better.
And
they've
that
got
would be the plastic.
Yes, it is. Yep. Okay.
Okay, and that's enough silver for this issue. The next part is the latch, 64K.
Wow. Tiny parts, aren't they?
Yeah, be very, very careful. And the last actual physical part is 64L. Is that the latch striker?
Yeah.
And this is metal, I think, or plastic.
I think
can't
it's
tell.
metal. I don't think it lasts 5 seconds if it's plastic.
Yeah, metal. But it is very fragile because it you can move it. It's not. It's not solid.
Yeah, it's a very thin piece.
Okay.
Right. I'm just going to make that slightly bigger in case you do. I'm really struggling to read it.
I'm
So
actually just.
we have got, if you like screws, this is the issue, the best issue out of all of them, I think.
I'm actually just going to get rid of these screws in this pot because I'm
Yeah.
not going to have any room to put them
Well,
in.
I was going to say earlier on, I think the key words for this issue is take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
This is definitely a Sunday afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get your Sunday dinner out of the way, get the washing up done, get the bus out on the table, and just crack on with it while the rest of the family watch the EastEnders on the bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one we've got is DP screws, and we've got 9 of those, and they should be red.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9.
And you've got 9 packs of screws in total.
So DP in red. Okay.
Okay, the next one are VM screws, and they are 3 red. Have we seen VM up to this point?
I haven't personally.
Right.
No, I've got that's it.
There you go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear VM screws.
Oh, I need that. Oh, I'll use it afterwards. Okay.
Okay, so CM is next. There's 7 of them and they are red.
7. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So EM screws, there's 5 of those and they're red. Now, was it EM screws that we used for the motor on the orrery?
Yeah, it could have been.
Right. So 1.5 by 4 mil. So now we know, and I think that sounds like same width as a servo screw.
Right. That could be handy to know.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They're not very long. They're only 4 mil. So do you have 5 of those in red?
Yes.
Lovely. And the very last red piece that we're going to see for this issue is FP screw. And there are 3 of those. And that's interesting because they are exactly the same as the EMs. So because it's a plastic screw, I'm going to guess it's got a bit of a harsher thread on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So next we have JP screws, and then we've got 16 of those.
16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. Yeah, I think there's about 16 in there.
Exactly what? Yeah, roughly 16. Yeah. Might be 15, there might be 17, but no,
These are quite a common screw, and I've got loads of them in here. So
yeah, when you look back at the screws box, you can sort of see roughly how many times we've used that screw, can't you?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna have to quickly nip off, and so I've got a few things to do. So I shall have fun doing that, Horlicks, and I'll catch up with the stream in a little bit. So
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you for bringing sparkles on.
no worries.
Yeah,
So I'll probably see you Wednesday, if not Saturday, if not. All right.
okay.
Take care.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Bye.
There we go.
Okay, so after the JP, we've got GM, that's Golf Mike, and there should be 4 of those.
GM 4 off. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to find 2 spare spaces now. One for the famous FMs, and there's 5 of those.
FM.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to Routmaster FM.
Okay.
And then we've got 3 IP screws.
Perfect. Brilliant.
Matthew Boram's manager's mother was a movie star in the 80s. I used to work with a lady that was an extra in Zulu. She was one of the little Zulu girls many, many years ago.
Okay then.
Right, are you ready for this, Horlicks?
Yeah, let's get it.
Sure?
Oh my god.
Right, so telling you that you will need 5 red DP screws, 2 red VM screws, 5 red PM screws, 4 red EM screws, and 2 red FP screws. And it's advising you to put the screws that are not needed safely to one side as they will be used in the following issues.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll leave. What I'll do is I'll use them out here. This will just sit here until next week.
Yeah, or roughly translated, don't be alarmed when you've got leftover screws.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to take the two hinge brackets 64I, fit the arms between the screw holes in the right and left hinge bars 64A and 64B, which are clearly labelled R and L. Fix in place with two VM screws, ensuring that they go right across the hinged assembly.
Okay.
So I think what's going to happen is 64A and B has got screw threads in them, and 64I, the hole is bigger than the screw, which will then mean that the screw won't grab, so therefore the hinge will go, it will move freely.
That's correct.
Yeah. And I've always also noticed as well, the screw will only go, well, yeah, you need to put it in the correct way, because if you look closely, right, hang on, I need to sort the focus out.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, go away. So the hole is actually bigger on that side
Yeah.
than it is on that side. So
Yeah.
this side is going to be the receiving end of the thread.
Yeah.
Right. So it might actually be that the screw will go freely through one side and then 64I and then actually screw into the last bit.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay, so see how you get on with this one. Right, 64A and 64B are the ones to be wary of, says P4TF20.
I used a little tiny bit of oil on my screws.
Okay.
Oh, I'm using the wrong spot. There you go. Yeah, I think that is a good idea, Dave. I was thinking that as well.
Because they are so flimsy. Should have said brittle.
Yeah. I think if you can get the part in, don't worry about it moving too stiff to start with, because with them being painted parts, I think that paint will wear off as you move the hinge. I noticed on some of your other videos, you put the part in and then you kind of wear it in a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen with these.
Okay, I'm just going to grab my oil.
Yeah. Look at that posh bowl. That's the way to apply it, isn't it?
Yeah.
3-in-1.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put.
So what happens if you need 4 jobs doing then?
Oh, I don't know. You're going to have to mix some washing up liquid in with it, maybe. Okay, that has gone straight in.
Beautiful. Look at that.
And I don't. Do you know what? I don't actually want to push that in anymore. That'll do. It's functional.
Yeah.
Oh, the awful quality.
Do you know, I was expecting that to be a lot stiffer than that because of the paint, but that's gone really nice.
Yeah, brilliant. So that is one done.
So be careful where you place them, because remember, one is the right and one is the left.
Yeah, and obviously it's written on there.
Yeah.
Okay, VM.
See, I'm a bit jealous. I can't remember my stage 1 going this smoothly. I'm sure I had a few little issues with it. Or maybe I didn't. Look at that screwing technique.
Yeah.
That is, I can just picture the concentration on his face. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Another one.
See, that's the Horlicks I know and love. He's back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm happy with that.
Good, good.
Okay.
Lovely.
Hey, right. Next step.
So, stage 2, identify the fixing points for the hinge bars 64A and 64B on the bonnet 1D. So that's taken 63 issues to get the bonnet back in. Locate the peg at the end of each hinge bar in the socket on the top of the bonnet and fix in place from below with 2 cm screws. That's 1 cm screw on each hinge, is it? So in the box it says, if a screw is a tight fit, you may find it helpful to screw in a half turn forwards followed by a quarter turn back until the screw is fully in place. Obviously been watching our streams, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stole that tip from us, didn't they?
Yeah.
But alternatively, a little drop of oil, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I've noticed that the right hand hinge is obviously on the left hand of the bonnet as you look at it from the front.
Yes.
So,
Because when we say left and right, we actually mean from inside the bus. So the left will be the near side or curved side, whereas the right hand side is the far side or the road side, depending on your actual terminology you like to use.
yeah.
What do you use, Dave? Near side and far side? Well,
Near side and offside.
so that's what I meant. Sorry, offside.
So that is the orientation of the magazine. And obviously the right is going to go down here. So that I know is this one because it says R on there. I know you can't see it too well, but I can see that. Perfect.
Look at that.
This colour on this camera is awful.
Red is a bit of a funny colour though, isn't it? Not as bad as white.
I'm just wondering if I can change some. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not quite. So I've turned the colour intensity down because it was up there.
Yeah, it actually does look. It looks a little pushing black and white, but I think it's better that way than too much colour. I mean, we can now clearly see where the you see that little what do you call it? The little grid on the bottom underneath. So you can see that very clearly. Whereas if you bang the colour up, it's a lot harder to spot.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
You look like you've just come back from Spain.
Okay, that'll have to do for now
I
then.
think it's slightly better pushing black and white than it is pushing red.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'd say that other view, it was a little bit like a thermal camera, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so CM screw. I'm going to put a dab of oil on there. And that's going to go in that top far hole just there.
Yeah.
Even with that oil, it's still quite stiff to go in. So I'm taking the magazine's tip.
I think also that works the oil in a little bit better as well.
Okay, I think that is still a little bit loose.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's your winner, isn't it?
I'm going to turn that up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Good.
Okay,
Over again now.
the other side, yeah. I'm going to have to polish this afterwards, aren't I?
Yeah. It's polish it up afterwards or use gloves. I think I'd rather polish it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that one actually a lot easier. But there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we on now? Step 3.
Okay, step 3 it is. So take one set of friction hinge links, parts 64E, 64F, and 64G. Arrange the 3 parts as shown, noting the position of the locating pegs circled in light blue. And there's the little circle in light blue.
Oh, I see, because, yeah, they're off centre, aren't they? I remember
Yeah.
that from yours.
That's right, yes. Yes. The circled locating peg is closer to the end of part 64F, which is the end that is connected to part 64E. Fit the free end of part 64E into the slot in part 64C. Note the raised sockets on part 64G are on the same side as the slimmer arm of the slot on part 64C, as indicated by the red dotted arrow, which is this part here. Fixed with a CM screw, and if you want me to go through that again, I would be quite happy to.
God, that is confusing.
Right, let's take it one sentence at a time. So we take one set. Do you want to just go into your view and then pop the instructions in the corner in small,
Yeah.
so we can kind of try and follow along. So we want to take one set of friction hinge links, part 64E and 64F, and that is this piece there. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Yeah.
This middle piece there. 64E is the middle piece, 64F is this one, and 64G, which is this piece there. So you now should have a bit of a triangle. Noting the position of the locating pegs circled in part 64F, and they're basically pointing in the direction of that EM screw. You see that 64F has got two locating pegs, which is pointing that way, and 64G has got the little tabs top and bottom pointing that way. So I would stop reading there and just, I would perhaps do those parts.
Yeah, I think you're right. So that's an EM. So taking note of the locating pegs. Let me zoom in a bit. If I can find the camera, there it is.
P40F20 says say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, so I can tell the locating pins are closer to the bottom hole, which is what we want.
Yeah.
So 64E doesn't seem to make any difference which way round that goes, so that would go like that.
Yeah.
And then G has got a flat side and a raised side, and the raised side needs to come outwards.
Yeah.
So let me try and get the screw in.
I'm wondering if perhaps it might be easier, rather than putting the screw through the 3 pieces, it might be easier to slide the pieces onto the screw.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah.
If it works.
So the screw's through the first piece there.
Yeah, so then we slide 64E on.
Yeah.
Lovely. And then we can put 64G on, which will probably require screwing, but we've got that screw helping us to keep them all together.
And then it's just a case of making sure that is
Lined up.
Yeah. But at least we've got 2 of them lined up together that we don't need to worry about.
The only problem is holding it together because it's so small.
You really do need 3 or 4 hands.
Yeah.
Or May, if you could dislocate your fingers,
Yeah.
that might do the job quite well. And this might be a mute your mic moment. So we don't hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those issues where you're really frustrated when you're building it, but when you have finally finished, you kind of look at it and go, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So Chris Davies is saying, how are you finding all this work and screwing Horlicks?
I'll answer that in a moment.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
That's why I might have had the right screwdriver head on it.
Yeah, that would come in useful, wouldn't it?
So I think it might be a J000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might be right at that.
That seems to be the two main heads that we use for the Routmaster, isn't it? You
Yeah.
either want a big, wide, grippy head, or you need, and I know I'm going to regret saying this, a sort of a more deep penetrating screwdriver head.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they've given us two screwdrivers with the build rather than the one that most part works give us.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because obviously one's a lot smaller than the other one.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, I bet he wishes he had a wave stick now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does.
At the same time, P40 to F20 says, recite the first 20 integers of pi.
While tapping your head and rubbing your tummy.
Yeah. That's good to me.
Yeah.
See, that's worthy of a stage all of its own, isn't it, that part?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Still got some more to do, though. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is that.
You happy with that bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So, which is the end that's connected to right. So fix the hinge links together with an EM screw, which we've just done. Fit the free end of part 64E, which is the single hanging down bit, into the slot in part 64C. Note that the raised sockets on part 64G are on the same side as the slimmer arm of the slot on part 64C. So where you're going to screw the screw into 64C, you've got one screw hole is a little bit fatter, so one tab is a little bit fatter than the other. You see it?
Yeah.
So the screw is going to go in through the thinner part. And the raised sockets on 64G, which is the part on the right hand as I'm looking at it, is on the same side as that thinner part. So in other words, that is correct from what I can see. Do you agree, Dave?
I do agree, yes.
Yeah. So then all we need to do is the simple task of popping in a CM screw.
Okay. I think it's the other screwdriver head for that.
P40 F20 says the second one will be easier. Well, yeah, for a start, we'll know exactly what we're doing, won't we?
Yeah. The thing is, Horlicks, could it get any worse?
Well, I don't know. Possibly.
I've learned the lesson to not answer that because well, this week or two has been a bit of a jinxy week. So I had Thursday off. I'd been doing loads of prints while I was at work, and everything was coming out absolutely perfect. And Thursday morning, I said, "Oh, great! I'll be able to get lots and lots of small prints done. It should be easy. The print has been really behaving well." And I had so many print problems. I only actually got one print done all day. So I've learned not to say anything.
Right, that only moves up to there. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the bonnet's only got to lift up and down, isn't it? It's not to go around corners or anything.
Okay. So that's one done then. Does that look okay?
Okay. So are you ready to do that all over again?
Yeah, that's cracking, that is.
That is good. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got to do the same but in reverse, I'm guessing.
I think we do, yeah. So I'll do the same again. So I'll read through the whole lot of instructions, and then we'll just read through them again, just to the first half of it. So repeat to assemble the second set of friction hinge links, part 64E, which is this middle piece there. Whoops. 64F, which is the part with the locating peg on it, and 64G, which is the part with the little tabs, whatever they call raised sockets. Again, note the position of the locating peg circled in light blue, which is this one. So again, you want the off-center bit more towards the bottom. Fix the hinge links together with an EM screw. Fit the free end of part 64E into the slot in part 64A. Note again that the raised socket on part 64G are on the same side as the slimmer arm of the slot on part 64D, as indicated by the red dotted arrow fixed with a CM screw. So if we do it the same as the last one, we want EM screw, part 64F with the locating pegs further down the bottom, which it looks like you've just known. You're whizzing ahead there, aren't you? So then 64E, and then you just got to put 64G in place. Yeah, you've nailed that one, haven't you? I noticed you checking and double checking the instructions there, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Even if you think you know what you're doing, have a quick glance.
Yeah. Because these parts are slightly altered from the other side, aren't they? So
yeah.
In fact, they're like a mirror image, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. Chris Davies is saying you're doing great so far, Horlicks. Wait till next. You might end up swearing.
Right. Where's my camera?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Smash it.
This one's got a slight bend in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
I think that when you attach the other end, I think that will pull that out a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll blame that one on the floods in Namibia.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we want to put the 64E end into 64D. So we want everything pointing to the left, and we want the slimmer tab on the left, and then the CM screw can come in through the smaller part through to the thicker bit. Wasn't many technical words in there, but hopefully that explained it well enough. Look at that, poetry in motion.
Yeah.
I noticed that when Horlicks screws, it's kind of 3 stages. He goes in very, very slowly to begin with to make sure it lines up. Once he's sure it's all lined up, he'll then speed up to a normal screwing speed. He'll stop almost before it's finished, see how, get a closer look, and then finish it off.
Yeah.
Well, I've just That's it. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Lovely. So how's your movement compared to the last hinge?
Right, there's a lot more on there.
Okay.
So I have just forced this a little bit, and
Right.
it now
Maybe a little bit of paint block on it.
Yeah.
under there you can see where it's shaped it off.
Right.
Yeah. It's exactly the same.
But now that's free.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay, you can breathe a sigh of relief for about 3 seconds now. Stage 5. Take the bonnet assembly and the bonnet lock 64J. Identify the fixing point for the lock on the side of the bonnet. Excuse me. Align the latch 64K. Okay, yeah, they've not got an arrow. Align the latch 64K with the latch on the inside of the bonnet and fix in place on the inside with 1 DP screw. Now, I think this is kind of a, what do you call it, like a lock, like a key lock type fitting, because obviously you want your latch to be in a certain position when it's locked. So I think these will end up, just check, can you, Horlicks?
Yeah.
So I personally would be doing a dry fit with the latch and the lock bit, but not through the bonnet. Just see how they're going to connect.
So that is where it will go through.
Yeah.
I see that there's like a nice little indent here, which is absolutely perfect for the Aria if you extend it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So just adjust the focus again. Seeing as autofocus doesn't like to work too well.
Yeah, it's it doesn't really like shiny materials.
So it's going to sort of look like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Fit that in from the inside. Okay. I think that looks okay.
What screw was it again, Penny?
Uh,
A
DP.
DP screw.
Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I'm now going to come in. It goes in at a slight angle, so that groove isn't.
Yeah. Now, I've just had a look at my bonnet, and I do have trouble closing the latch. And I now have a theory that I think perhaps that latch is that screw there is a little bit too tight, and it's pulled that latch in. The only way that you will know for sure is when you fit the bonnet, by which time it will be too late to adjust the because you'll have the cab on.
Well, mine actually feels comfortably tight now, and there is a lot of wobble on that.
Right.
So I'm guessing that's good to leave that.
Yeah.
I don't want to force that in anymore.
Yeah, mine's got no wobble on it at all, and it doesn't close properly.
Yeah.
So, although it wouldn't wobble like that in real life, I suspect it wouldn't.
No.
It might do. Unfortunately, this is one of the little problems you get with scale model kits.
Yeah. In real life, that bonnet would be fiberglass.
Okay.
They don't fit very well in real life.
Right. So this is actually very accurate then, because mine
Yeah.
doesn't fit very well either.
Okay, I've got a few more on there, but it's still a bit loose, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, just give you a little bit, wouldn't it?
And then, if it's too loose later on, I can just lift the bonnet and come back in and just nip that up a bit more.
Yeah.
If you fitted that bonnet, you won't.
No, I won't.
No, because the cab will be in the way.
Okay. Well, I can test it.
Having said that, I just had a great idea. It won't help you today, but I received the other day the tiniest screwdriver you've ever seen. Let me just bear with me a sec. Right. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to see if I can access it with my tiny screwdriver. If that works, then I can. We can always pass the screwdriver around.
If not, you could always take the cab windows out.
Yeah. Trouble is, my bus is now so big, it's a bit of a problem moving it around.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm asking you for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to move the bus around to a nice, comfortable position, but I also don't want to knock things off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a camera on me. Oh God, now you're watching me. You've just increased the pressure levels.
No, that's all right.
The krypton factor. Right.
Right, let's go to the
Krypton factor.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
swap cameras for a minute so you can see me. I've got a bit of a glow going on. I think it's the concentration.
I bet it is too, yeah.
I need a torch.
You can go through the comments if you want, Alex, while you...
Yeah. Right, let's go back up.
Actually, I need glasses I can see in.
Oh God, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Sparkle's high. Right. Yeah, Chris Davies, you're doing fab. Thank you very much, Chris. Matthew Borum had a weekend on my feet. Aren't good. Oh, I'm sorry, you had a weekend at your mum's. Feet aren't good. I see. 1 foot bandages and I've got to move the hand. Yes. Roger says, nice job done. Thank you very much. Chris says, when he goes in that cupboard, it's like Narnia, it's going different worlds. Yeah, Roger agreed. That's going back to the I'll leave it off. Let's have a little skip through. Roger's got a small box with all the parts you need to put in later. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've got some of my small parts in the screw pot actually. I've got some silver poles in the side.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember where they're from.
From the downstairs.
Oh, cool.
Back of the States.
Yeah, that's it. Roger said, is anyone going to put the figurines in once the roof goes in? Oh, we answered that one earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bang tidy. All right, let's have a look.
Yes. Okay, Horlicks. Make that screw slightly too loose rather than too tight. I've just loosened that screw off. In all fairness, it probably won't make a difference. You could get away with using the Oreo extended, but oh yes, yes.
Penny's excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. P40 F20 says 64A and B are the ones we're wary of. Yep. Well, I seem to be repeating some of these actually. I think we've caught up. Yes, doing great. I'll wait till the next week, but you might not swearing. And Chris Davis was perfection.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm really happy with that. I've just discovered it now. Right. So what I've done is I've loosened off the screw. I don't know if you can see it very well, but my bonnet is locked.
Yeah.
If I lift the catch up, I can lift the bonnet up and then push the catch down, and it's not locked because it's not down properly, but oops, didn't mean to drop that. That's locked. So have a little bit of wobble on the latch, but not too much.
Okay, so I've got. I suppose I don't know if you remember how much. Mine's got about that much.
Perhaps about a quarter of a turn. And that might give it a quarter of a, undo it about a quarter of a turn or less. Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
Yeah.
Because you see how that little hook, now it's got left and right motion.
Yeah.
So if the end of it is a little bit too long, it's going to stop. But it looks like you haven't put it in properly, and you're probably worried it's going to fall off. And yes, mine may still fall off, but I can lock. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not going to be opening and closing my bonnet all the time anyway.
No, and I'm guessing that even though it's loose, once it's in the locked position, it stiffens this up anyway.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Once it's locked, it'll be stiff. Yeah. Obviously, when you open it, you've then got movement again. But once it's locked, it's still difficult to lock even when it's.
Okay.
No, mine's not locking at all. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, maybe I've just done mine too much then. Yeah, that's locked. Right. The other thing I'll say is when you've actually fitted your bonnet, when you lift it up and down, pull it towards the left slightly, because there's a screw on the cab window, and it will catch on the bonnet, and you'll end up with a scratch down the side of your bonnet.
Right.
If you put that, see, if you screw that screw in too much, you'll crack the acrylic on the window.
Yeah.
If you don't screw it in enough, it'll catch the bonnet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got mine just sticking up very slightly. So when I lift the bonnet up, I just give it a slight, I lift it up that way rather than that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's obviously future issue because you haven't fitted it to the bus yet.
No.
Right.
Okay.
What do we got next? So take the right friction hinge assembly and identify the fixing point on the right hand side of the inside of the bonnet, bearing in mind that left and right will be swapped over when you're upside down. Locate the peg on the underside of part 64C in one hole and fix the hinge in place with a CM screw. Repeat to fix part 64D to the left-hand side of the bonnet, insert below. So 64C, which is the right side, looks like it's going on the opposite side to the inspection hatch, because this one there on the insert is the left-hand side, and there you can see the little inspection hatch.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Yes. So, and don't forget your oil as well.
Don't forget your oil.
Okay, so this is the right-hand side. So this one. And that locating point is very tight.
Yeah.
And I might even give that a little bit of a file. Just to get some of that paint off the pin.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful finish with that lovely thick paint, but it does cause problems as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going in perfectly now.
Lovely. Looks good.
Okay, let me just sort this focus out. I wish the autofocus would work properly. Okay, so we're going to use, so what screw is it again? CM?
I'm going to use a CM screw, Charlie Mike.
Okay, and then I'm going to use a bit of this oil. Okay. It doesn't go in. Is this something I've done wrong, perhaps? Yeah,
We go wrong way around.
I have. Which would probably make sense why the pin wouldn't go in very easily.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's not really funny, but it will be tomorrow.
Yeah. So I needn't have wasted my effort on that, but
In all fairness, though, how many times have I been building this and people are banging the keyboard going, "Stop, Penny, stop!"
yeah, brilliant. Okay, that is one in.
Okay. So now we need to repeat the other step, possibly with no need to file away the paint.
No.
Wow.
A bit of oil.
Brilliant. Right. I'm happy with them. They're not going anywhere.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I like that.
Yeah. Excellent.
So stage 7, take the latch striker 64L and locate the fixing points on the bonnet stiffener. 1E. Locate the peg on part 64L into the end hole and fix in place with 2 FP screws. And it says, if you fitted the poles 57E to the seats on the lower deck, we suggest you remove them temporarily to avoid damaging them while fitting the lower deck to the chassis. We're not fitting the lower deck to the chassis yet, though, are we?
No.
So why are they telling us that now? Interesting. Well, it would be nice to have had that warning in issue 57 when they told us to fit them.
Yeah.
So they've told us to fit them. Now they're suggesting we remove them. Right. So this latch striker, has it got low? I take it's got locating pegs in because it looks like there's 2 holes but 1 screw hole.
Yeah.
Right. So Dave, what is a latch striker?
A latch striker is when you open your bonnet and then you go to close it again and it latches on something under your bonnet so that it actually locks down.
Is this like with the car bonnets, you press a button or you pull a lever and the bonnet just springs open about an inch or 2, just enough to get your fingers in and then push something else to open the bonnet fully?
And what you're pushing is the latch striker.
Right. So I'm presuming the safety or the reason for that is that if you don't close your bonnet properly, it shouldn't flap up in the wind because the latch striker is holding it down.
Correct. Yeah. And you'll probably see your bonnet flapping around a little bit, but it shouldn't come up.
It shouldn't come up and double back and fly through the windscreen, or it shouldn't obscure your view, but it will just be making a horrendous noise going.
Yeah.
Right. See, I knew you'd know that, Dave.
Latch strikers can obviously be adjusted as well on the real vehicles.
Okay, now I need to be really careful with this because
yeah, that's why.
No, because it's made of metal, it's actually misshaped.
So it's actually what?
Misshaped.
Right.
Yeah. So as I screw this in, it's going to want to flatten all the metal and change the shape of it.
Yeah. But you know what Ed Sheeran says, though, don't you?
What?
I'm in love with the shape of you. Sorry.
So I've got that side in a little bit. I'm actually going to just do the other side a little bit. And then I'm going to have to shut my eyes while I screw this.
Okay.
That's not actually going to fit.
It's difficult to get the screwdriver in, isn't it?
Oh, I did this with the Hachette screwdriver.
Yeah. I'm wondering that.
Yep.
I've got a beautiful little screwdriver that would work really well. It's funny, we bought this remote control car to see if we could use the transmitter. And the screwdriver that came with it is brilliant. It's so tiny.
Can you see how misshaped that is?
Yeah, is it meant to be that shape, Dave? I don't think no.
Yeah, it's that shape on the diagram.
Really?
I mean, sorry, yeah, I mean the flat piece.
It might squash down once you get the screw in.
Right. Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
Has it got a locating pin?
Yeah, that's in.
Has it gone?
Yes. But I'm being so careful.
Yeah. Everybody knows there's a bit of paint on that. Everybody.
Yeah, I think I lost a bit of a paint. I was thinking the other day. Someone said about the is it the Revel paint that's an exact match. So I think I'll just buy a tin of paint when I finish it, and I'll just patch up all the little spots.
Revel on the umbrella.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with just one or two. I'll just go over all of them.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I've lost the paint, as you said.
Yeah.
The screw was going in there. Around the edge of the screw, it's gone. But
Yeah.
But yeah, that can be touched up, can't it?
Yeah.
Just
But
make your paint. That's nice, actually. Just make your paint nice and thin, and put a couple of thin layers on it. That'll look as good as new.
okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay.
So take the two friction hinge brackets 64H and align the screw sockets with the sockets on the front wall 48A, locating the peg on each bracket in the hole indicated by the dotted lines. Fix in place with 2 DP screws. And it looks like the little round bit is actually going to be on the right hand side. Or
Right.
the other side. Because if you look at the seat there, you can see that this is the front of the bus.
Yeah.
So as you're looking, this little hinge will just be on the right, on what I'd call the offside or the right hand side.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where I need to get the rust down.
It's where you discover where it's actually got quite heavy now.
And if you've done Fleetwood J's light mod, you'll have to be careful of your light mod
Yeah.
wires.
Yeah, because what I've actually done is I've already taped up. Change that. I've actually taped up all the wiring underneath.
Yeah.
And I've already put it. It looks a bit messy, but it's strategically placed to avoid things on the chassis.
Yeah.
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 The word isn't messy, Horlicks. The word is work in progress.
Yeah, but this is all in the right place to avoid obstructions when fitting it down.
Yeah.
But also because I've used the some spare LEDs I had from another issue, I've actually got one LED here pointing down, and I'm hoping it's going to light the underneath of the bus up.
Oh,
Nice.
Because I was going to cut it off, and I thought, well, I'll leave it, see what it looks like. It might
yeah.
light.
You can always disconnect it if you don't like it, can't you?
Yeah. So that is sort of supposed to be there to hold that down. So yeah, it is all. There is a method to all this because it avoids some of the cross bits and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So
I think what you need is your camera attached to your ceiling, don't you?
yeah,
Busy cam.
a bit dark, but
Well, in just a week or two, we've got the exact layout of your room.
yeah.
With all these camera views.
Okay, so DP screws. Right, sorry if you can't see this, but I'm going to have to get up off the chair. With my extension.
Sorry, I just spotted something.
Oh, this is hard, isn't it?
What is it?
Wow. That is a lot harder than it looks.
Just going to go let my doggies out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one in. Can't believe this has taken nearly 3 hours.
I can actually.
Okay.
Lovely. Looks good to me. Right, you ready to turn this into a duck?
Yep.
So align the screw sockets on the hinge bracket 64I with the holes in the raised panels beneath the front passenger window on the front wall 48A. Fix in place with 2 red DP screws. Well, be careful, it's probably going to be easier to turn the whole bus upside down, but because the walls aren't that stable, you don't want to push too hard on it.
Okay, let's have a little look and see what we can do here. DP.
I was sick.
Okay, I'm really sorry if that's difficult to see,
That's fine.
but I'm just concentrating on getting these in. I'm not 100% sure that this is the right screwdriver.
Just be careful. It looks like you've got your bonnet a little angle there. You don't want to bend those hinges. Look, I think the DPs I would use the bigger J head. J1, is it JO? Size of them. DP screws are
I'm using
1.7.
J1 at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the one I think I used. Did you oil the screw?
No, because they're going into plastic.
Oh, of course they are. Yes, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, this looks interesting now.
Yeah.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
Yeah. You'll soon. I reckon you're about a quarter of an hour away from sighing a big sigh of relief, breathing a big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all in. I'm just going to double check that they're all tight. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Lovely. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, I think this might be the last stage. Stage 10. Oh no, it might be another one actually. On the left-hand side of the bonnet, fit the three ends of the friction hinge links 64F and 64G on either side of the friction hinge bracket 64H. Fix in place with an EM screw. So obviously that's a repeat on the other side, isn't it?
Wow. Okay.
I used a block of foam to do this because I lifted it up and put a block of foam underneath the bonnet to support it.
Yeah.
I haven't got a phone, but I've got a roll of masking tape.
Yeah, I'll just give you a bit more. Those hinges won't be pulled out so much, and then it just allows you a little bit of movement.
Okay, where's my micro screwdriver? Okay, I'll use that.
So it looks like I've had a little quick preview of the next stage, and it looks like the screws come in from the outside of the bonnet in towards the middle.
Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of oil on these.
Yeah.
If I can find the oil.
Ooh.
There it is.
This was made doubly hard for me, of course, because I had to paint all them little parts.
Oh God. Yeah. So a few of us have got that to come.
Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's one side in.
Yep.
Sorry if it's a limited view.
That's all right. We understand. Anybody who's done this issue will understand.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to actually, instead of trying to fight that, I'm going to get the J000 on the Aurea. And extend
Chris Davis says Horlicks will be needing a pant after this.
Yeah.
so that's sort of holding up on its own weight.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So I'm just going to check the other side.
So either you've put it incorrectly or you've been blessed with voodoo magic.
Yeah. Okay.
Looking good. So stage 11 is to fit the other side in. On the right hand side of the bonnet, repeat to fit the three arms of the friction hinge links 64. But stage 10 told us to put both bits in, didn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. I might have steamed ahead, but they're both in.
Well, I got the impression it meant to do both sides. But on the right hand side of the bonnet, repeat the so yeah, fix in place in the screws. So you have done that correctly. So stage 12 is non-existent. So there you have a fully working duck.
Brilliant. So if I carefully oh
No.
it's all right, it's just the magazine.
Okay. Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think that's okay. Let me just check. Yeah.
So now we know what a friction hinge is.
Yeah. Do you want an East Yorkshire word for that?
No. Do I?
No.
Do I? Or do I know?
Do you want an East Yorkshire word
yeah.
for that?
Oh, definitely, always.
Okay. Fantastic Mondo.
Sounds like a hint of Italian thrown in there.
Do you want a Welsh word for that?
Sorry, go on, Dave.
Sorry, do you want a Welsh word for that?
No. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, myself and Chris will stick to bang tidy.
Yeah, I think we're better.
No, really happy with that. So glad you kept patient with it, Horlicks. The patience, I mean, it's worth it, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right, let me just sort this
And if
camera
you do find yourself in a position where you're getting a bit stressed with it, just stop halfway through, take a break, do it 10 minutes later, do it tomorrow, do it next week or next month. You know, it doesn't matter. If you're on 65 now, you know, obviously you're about 25 or so issues behind the current one, and the temptation is there to rush it to catch up, but don't, because you will get there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I've got no intention of rushing. I might do. I mean, everyone seems to be going down the live route, so I might even fill in.
Live is more convenient because you don't have all that editing to do. But
Yeah,
I appreciate that there's people watching that just want to watch the build, which is why I try to focus purely on the build and not so much on the chat while we're building, so that people can then switch off at that point. But recorders do have their uses.
so I've just put my screws away up there, and then obviously, as it promised, we've got lots of screws, and I'm just going to keep them up here under the bus until I'm going to actually put this somewhere else, because these aren't going anywhere, just so they don't fall over. So yeah, that's it. Me tidied up, done, dusted, 2 issues more caught up.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, really enjoyed that actually. That was fiddly. Those hinges were really frustrating, but once you've done one, the other one seemed to work in quite nicely.
Yeah.
No issues to report on my end. Everything was fine, apart from that striker.
But you sorted that one out.
Yeah, it was just I was just carefully tightening so it sort of pulled the metal back together. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with that.
So would you like to see what wonders you have for the next issue?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, everybody's favorite issue. So next issue, you will find instructions for a major step in the assembly, fitting the bus body to the chassis frame.
Okay, good. This is the part I wanted to get done actually. So it's more of make it into one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be very fiddly, but I have been playing with it secretly.
Yeah, no, I think we've all done that, haven't we? I mean, I do it every day that I finish the bus. I put all the tops, I line all the tabs up, and I put the roof on. I think we've all been doing that with the lower chassis, and you know, so then we do it with the top one. You'll do it once you get the roof in. You'll be doing it with the roof,
Yeah.
and then you'll get the top deck. You'll be doing it with the top deck. Absolutely guarantee it.
Yeah.
Because you're a bit of a fiddler like me as well, aren't you?
I am, and I've practiced how to put it on.
Yeah.
You have to sort of slide the front in first.
Yeah.
Because obviously, oh God, I'm over here. Because obviously you've got the water pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dizzy Cam.
The only bad side to this is that you've got about 58 things to line up at once. And
yeah.
So as I found out, you've got to bring it down where I brought it at a very slight angle. I snapped the tab off that went into the rear wheel arch.
Right, yeah.
And that was simply, I probably had the front a little 1 millimeter lower than the back or a millimeter up. That's probably all it was down to. And then I pushed it in and I snapped it off. I got away with it because it's screwed down with so many screws that you could probably lose half of them and still get a really firm.
Yeah.
But, I would like to have done it without snapping that little bit off.
Yeah.
So, if I ever entered this into a competition, that could be the difference between first place.
Well, actually, you won't see it though, will you?
Wow. I know what these judges are like. They're very picky, and what they do background research, and they check all of your live video builds, and then they go, aha, live, point deducted.
Yeah.
So they look for pictures of you when you were 4 years old. You made a horrible comment about a bus, live, mark deducted.
That's right, yeah.
No, I could never win any competition at you.
I don't know about that.
No.
Don't know about that. So certainly, I'm gonna try.
You are going to, are you?
Yeah, that's one of my aims. Yeah, I'm not a member of the Model Bus Federation for nothing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there is a couple of competitions that I'd like to enter. Most definitely, but the rest of the time it'll just be display, you know. But there certainly is a couple.
Oh,
Okay.
I found your fantasy Christmas present today, Dave. On eBay.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a 1 to 24 scale Sunstar. Forgive me if I say this wrong. Schiller, whatever it is, Routmaster.
Should have been Routmaster, yeah.
120. Dave's. And I didn't realise Sunstar made so many different Routmasters.
Yeah.
They make loads of them. They also do the taxis.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at that Horlicks.
Nice shot of Horlicks's polished bust there. Looks lovely.
So if you fitted that, maybe try your bonnet out. Does it permanently close?
It's locked.
Brilliant.
Oh, excellent.
How is that little screw on the driver's cab window? Do you see how it just there's a little protruding screw head?
Yeah. When I first tried to lift it, it got caught. So I did what you said, pulled it out slightly. Yeah. But since fitting it a little bit more properly, it doesn't catch at all now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have, see, I just pulled mine a little bit slightly to the right. But I mean, I have seen people on Facebook trying to lift the bonnet up and they haven't realised that screw is sticking out. So I'm really keen to make sure people know that screw is there.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be you've only got to catch that once and you've lost a chunk of paintwork on. I mean, you probably won't. So it's there. And then
a little modification is you could actually foul that screw a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And then just
dab a paint on,
Yeah. Along with all the other 400 screws that you've lost the paint on because of the screwdriver. So is that not one of the best issues so far, Horlicks?
Yeah, I enjoyed that actually.
Yeah. I bet you were frustrated, but once you finished it, you're like, I enjoyed that.
It brings a lot of it together.
There was a lot of work, and all you've done is added this much piece of metal onto the bonnet. But then once that bonnet went on to, because you've had that bonnet sitting there on the shelf for so long, over a year. Because we did that was issue 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we did it. And it's great. She just got that. And that'll go on soon. 4.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to collect more bits that won't be fitted. Like,
loads of them,
yeah. So, and I can see you're going to have fun getting that top deck on because where I position mine, it's just so many screws that's going to go in. So, I think you deserve to pat yourself on the back there, Horlicks. That was a really good time. You kept calm and you really good attitude towards it. So, I think Horlicks is back.
Lovely. No, thank you very much. Yeah. No, I'm glad. I can't. I'm actually looking forward to doing the next issue, and I reckon I'll do the next one live as well because of the complexity of it, if that's a word. I can't say it.
The advantage with live builds is that obviously your audience can engage you. You've had some lovely advice from P40F20 tonight and a couple of others. And that really helps. And there may just be something that, possibly even the 3 of us have forgotten.
Yeah.
It takes that one person to go, oh, don't forget so-and-so. And we're like, Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's it. Yeah.
Um,
So you'll have to work out when you're going to do the next one then.
Yes, I'll have to speak to everyone and see what night's free, because I don't want to override someone else's. So, yeah, I'm sure.
yeah, it's difficult now, isn't it? Because people are doing, getting into the live builds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting their bits and pieces, aren't they? And
Yeah.
yes, but yeah,
So-
I think is next Sunday free.
I've not got anything planned.
I don't know about Fleetwood.
Not got the fit yet. The payment I had taken the other day, that was for my Millennium Falcon. So I have emailed Model Space. It's been about 5 or 6 weeks since the last payment was taken. So it could just be, when like an issue 1 comes out in the shops, usually issue 1 is out for 2 weeks, isn't it, before the second one comes out?
Yeah.
So with Model Space being monthly packs, I wonder if maybe they're leaving it 2 months before pack 2 comes out.
Maybe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Give people a chance to find it and discover it and build it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, I'll have a word with Fleetwood, see what he's doing Sunday. If not, then possibly Sunday if you're okay.
I'll try and find you a regular slot. So I don't know. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Because you've got Chris Campling on a Monday. You've got Chris Davies on a Tuesday. Obviously, we do Routmaster on a Wednesday. Thursday is World of Wayne every other week. Now you can fill a gap on the Thursday, and then Friday is Adrian, Saturday is us, and then Sunday is sometimes free. So yeah, we'll figure something out. Maybe you could do a Sunday afternoon. But then if you're going out on a Sunday afternoon, which you do sometimes, don't you? Because everybody, Horlicks has a personal life.
Yeah.
You believe that?
We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's see. I mean, I don't normally do much on Sundays, but obviously other people do. So, yeah, I think we'll see. Maybe I could alternate it between the Thursday that World of Wayne's not on.
Yeah.
And then maybe the Sunday the week after. That might
Well,
work.
it depends what you've got on. I mean, would it be feasible perhaps to do 2 issues every other Thursday, but until you're catching up, trying to get perhaps 3 issues done? Do you think that might be asking too much?
Yeah, it might be doable. I mean, the thing is, a lot of these coming up as seats, and that's going to be quite boring.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, if you've got 2 issues that are quite simple, followed by a figurine, then obviously you could get 3 issues done in half an hour.
Yeah.
But if you've got, I mean, if you were trying to do 3 issues today, no chance.
No.
And then next week's as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't stand a chance on that one.
No.
So
We're already 3 hours, 15 minutes. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
right. Well, I suppose I better think about closing the show because it's gone on long enough. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Paper Penny, for being my co-host and helping with the instructions.
Absolutely, anytime.
You did a brilliant job of that, as always. And thank you so much, Dave, for popping on. Even though you said you were going to have a night off.
It was.
Yeah, Dave's really hard to persuade to get on, isn't he? He just loves it, don't you?
Yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'll pass you over to Dave say next for his goodbyes.
Okay, well, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Give Horlicks a nice, good thumbs up, and because obviously he's done really well tonight, so give him a good thumbs up on the widget there, and be sure to join him for next time, because obviously next time's going to be a big one, and we're going to be for sure watching him. So goodbye from me.
Thank you very much, Dave. And lastly, Penny.
Guys, I really can't do a better close than that. I think Dave summed up everything absolutely perfectly there. So I'll just say good night and have a wonderful life.
Okay, good night.